For those in Union County, stay away from US Highway 82 as there is a law enforcement situation occurring regarding a high-speed chase. Suspects in pursuit of said high-speed chase are currently unidentified.
The civil authorities have issued a law enforcement warning for Union AR, beginning at 7:46 p.m. and ending at 9:56 p.m. KDXC. The suspects from the previous alert that are currently involved in the ongoing high-speed chase with police have been identified. The first suspect is an 18-year-old man of Armenian origin, 5 feet 8 inches tall, black hair, green eyes, and was last seen wearing a ski mask and a pair of blue sunglasses. The second suspect is a 23-year-old man of Danish origin with roots of French and Turkish heritage, 6 feet tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, and was last seen wearing all yellow clothing, black boots, a golden chain, and a gas mask. Both of these suspects have been confirmed to be armed and extremely dangerous. Anyone within a close radius of United States Highway 82 should shelter in place immediately. If you are driving, pull aside immediately. Stay tuned for further information.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Arkansas State Emergency Management and the Arkansas State Police. Anybody that lives in either Washita or Union counties should shelter in place for the rest of the night. A few moments ago, the suspects who were involved in the currently continuing high-speed chase had begun firing shots, killing 6 drivers. They had additionally crashed the car into oncoming traffic and are now on the loose. As a result, you are now being urged to shelter in place immediately. To shelter in place, close and lock all windows and doors, turn off all heating and air conditioning units, seal off any fireplace dampers, and cover any cracks on doors or windows with tape, damp clothing, or damp towels. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest news and information.
The suspects from the previous alert have made a successful carjacking and are now en route to El Dorado. Anybody that resides in El Dorado should stay in their homes and should not drive on the road. If you are a resident of El Dorado and are driving, pull over immediately. Martial law is in effect for all residents in Union County that are near United States Highway 82 as a county-wide manhunt is being rolled out. Please visit the official Arkansas State Law Enforcement website at www.dps.arkansas.gov/law-enforcement if you have any questions or concerns about this ongoing situation.
A dangerous situation is occurring throughout El Dorado. The suspects who have recently entered El Dorado city limits have begun opening fire on innocent civilians who were in their homes. As of this broadcast, 9 people are dead and 7 are fatally wounded and are requesting medical assistance. It was also reported that they had stuck a chemical bomb into the trunk of the car that they have stolen. It is unknown what chemical or chemicals this bomb may release should it be detonated. Stay in the lowest or most central part of your home until further notice.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Arkansas Department of Public Safety and the Arkansas State Police. The suspects who have began opening fire on El Dorado residents have now exited their vehicle and are now threatening the police to require all citizens of Union County to leave immediately as they have a chemical bomb that contains a mixture of tetraphosphorus, americium dioxide and uranium hexachloride. This is a critically dangerous situation. An evacuation watch is now in effect for all of Union County, as it is unknown if they are in possession of such weaponry. At this time, you should now begin gathering all essential and non-essential items with you, including legal documents, in the case that it is confirmed that they indeed have this kind of weapon in hand. Should they detonate this bomb, a mixture of tetraphosphorus, americium dioxide and uranium hexachloride fumes could possibly spread into the air, potentially causing many health risks, and could possibly be a countrywide issue. Repeating, the 2 suspects from the previous alerts that were issued are in possession of an insanely deadly chemical bomb that could potentially be a nationwide situation should they detonate it. Begin evacuation preparations immediately. The civil authorities have issued an evacuation immediate for Union AR, Ashley AR, Columbia AR, Calvin AR, Waukegan AR, Bradley AR, Union LA, Morehouse LA, and Claiborne LA, beginning at 8:55 p.m. and ending at 10:05 p.m. Evacuate immediately. An extremely potent chemical bomb is detonated in the city of El Dorado. Following the explosion, 2 of the suspects have survived, 7 police officers were killed, 3 were contaminated with uranium hexachloride, 2 had suffered serious chemical burns, and 4 were either unaffected or injured. A combination of uranium hexachloride, americium dioxide and white phosphorus fumes are now in the air and are spreading in all directions. East Wesson Street, the area where the explosion occurred, has now been completely blocked from the north, south, east, and west. You are now being urged to evacuate immediately. Pack 14 days worth of food, water, clothing, medical supplies, flashlights, radios, spare batteries, phones, and phone chargers, along with legal documents and proof of property ownership papers. Evacuate further north if you are in Union, Ashley, Columbia, Calhoun, Bradley or Waukegan counties. Evacuate further south if you are in Union, Morehouse or Claiborne parishes. A national emergency action notification may be required later. Stay tuned to local media and news outlets for additional information.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. This is a national emergency. Regular programming has been suspended indefinitely. Stand by for a message from the United States government. Do not turn off your television or radio.
An attack has occurred against this country. A recent car chase situation in the Arkansas County of Union has resulted in both a shootout and a successful chemical bombing attempt. El Dorado, the city where the explosion had occurred, in its entirety, has been destroyed, and portions of southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and western south-central Mississippi are completely ridden with a hazardous mixture of uranium hexachloride, white phosphorus and americium dioxide fumes. It is estimated that this mix of potent chemicals could spread throughout the southeastern United States before New Year's Eve, with the possibility of the mixture reaching the midwestern and northeastern United States before the 4th of January. It has been suspected that over 1,000 people have died from the after-effects of the explosion, with the majority of these deaths being concentrated in Arkansas. All 3 of the mentioned states are currently being planned on being placed under an exclusion zone, meaning that survivors of this event that reside in either 3 of the states that have been included within the exclusion zone will not be permitted to leave their residence, and that travelers who have initially planned on going to the area will be denied access to do so. All residents within the United States should prepare for the possible spreading of chemical contaminants. Prepare for the possible chemical contamination of crops, which could result in immediate crop failure. Prepare for all open bodies of water to be ridden with chemicals. Prepare for a sudden increase in the air quality index for some areas, which could signal poor to extremely hazardous air quality and could pose serious health risks. The chemicals that are spreading could also contaminate falling rain droplets, possibly creating chemically induced rainstorms in some areas. Normal programming will now resume after this message, under the discretion that emergency programming shall be put in effect. This concludes this message. Any updates that are given will be broadcasted over the emergency alert system.